Jackson Whitman had always been a quiet man, a retired railway engineer, a man who never raised his voice. Even when the world gave him reasons to scream at 7-4, he didn't expect much from life anymore, just peace, some quiet walks, and perhaps a few smiles from his grandchildren. He wasn't looking for acknowledgement. That's why when he overheard his son David's wife Melody talking about their dream vacation to Italy, the one they couldn't afford, he did what any loving father would do. He dipped into the savings his late wife Susan had left behind and paid for it all: flights, hotel tours, even pocket money. It wasn't just generosity, it was his way of saying, "I still matter." He handed them the printed tickets one sunny Sunday morning, wrapped neatly in an envelope with her usual plastic smile. "Oh wow, thank you so much, Jackson. This means the world." Jackson chuckled. "Just be sure you don't forget me when you're in Miami. I've always wanted to see that city. It's a dream of mine." "Wait, you mean you thought you were coming to Silence?" Jackson's heart stopped. "Well, yes, I booked the tickets for all of us. I thought this could be a family trip. Me, you, David, the kids." Oh, Melody looked away, then laughed a little. Too loudly. "There must be some confusion. I mean, we thought it was just the four of us. You know, a family trip with the kids, a young family trip, David." Jackson's own son stood behind her, saying nothing, not a word, just an awkward glance toward the floor, betraying his silent agreement. And then she took the envelope from his hands, just like that. Not another word was spoken. A few awkward hugs from the grandkids, a pat on the shoulder from David, and then they were gone off to pack, to plan, to dream without him. Jackson sat in the living room for a long time that day, staring at the empty space on the shelf where the travel books had been. The house was quiet again, but this time it didn't feel peaceful. It felt like a racer, like he had been edited out of his own family. But Jackson Whitman wasn't just a quiet old man. He was also a man who had built railroads, navigated the toughest terrain, and faced storms that would scare lesser men. He wasn't about to be discarded like a coat at the back of a closet, so he made a call to actually one to his old friend who worked at the travel agency, another to his lawyer. 3 weeks later, Melody uploaded the first photo from the trip, her and David standing on a gondola, both holding glasses of wine, the kids throwing bread to pigeons in the background. The caption read, "Family memories once in a lifetime. Thank you, Dad." Jackson chuckled when he saw it because he was nowhere in that photo, but he was in Italy. 2 towns over, in fact, at a 5-star hotel Melody and David couldn't afford. Used the difference to treat himself. He was sipping espresso on a balcony, watching the sunrise over San Francisco. He sent a postcard to Melody's hotel. It reads, "You're welcome. Hope you enjoy the trip. I am Grandpa, but..." Everything in writing. The house, my savings, the cabin up north, the railway shares Susan left behind. "It's quite a bit, really." David blinked. "Dad, you're in great shape. You don't need to know." "No," Jackson interrupted. "It's better to be prepared, and I've decided something important. I want my legacy to go to people who truly value me, who treat me with kindness, not convenience." Melody shifted in her seat. "That's why," Jackson went on, "I've named the primary beneficiaries. And no, David, it's not you or your wife." David's jaw dropped. "Dad, what are you saying?" "I'm saying I've updated everything. My goddaughter's family, who visit me every Sunday, get the house, the savings going to a foundation for elderly care, the cabin to the neighbors who help me shovel snow every winter. The shares, well, I'm still deciding." "But we're family," Melody gasped. "We're your blood." Jackson smiled softly. "You're right, but family doesn't. The table, you had your trip. I hope it was worth it." That night, Jackson sat by the fireplace, a soft blanket across his lap, sipping chamomile tea. He wasn't angry anymore. He was at peace. For the first time in years, he had finally stood up, not with shouting, but with quiet power. He had reminded them all, even the quietest man can roar when the time is